G'day everyone, it's your girl Sammy D. Welcome, here we are again. It's 2 nights in a row. See, I'm back on track. Nah, it's not true. Welcome to another stream. Last night, of course, we had our first stream of 2025, which is pretty cool. Went and did the new storyline, which was good. And now we're back to dailies and that sort of stuff, but have no fear, I'm not going to subject you to boring dailies. Instead, I had a bit of a thought that there's a secret quest line which, once completed, you get yourself a mount. It's meant to be a bit lengthy, it's meant to be a bit involved, and let's have a go. Why not? And then you can see how it's done or how it's not done in some cases. Yeah, so I think we'll go and do that. I think the fastest that anyone's been able to do it was like 22 days or something it took to be able to complete this. And it's quite involved and it's quite lengthy. So we're just going to do it bit by bit. I don't think we're going to do anything in, specific time frame. I don't believe, as long as you do it in sequence. And then you walk away with a shiny cool mount at the end of it. So let's give it a crack, shall we? Now, I did sort of allude to it a little bit last night. I did actually start this on Zacrian. Oh, is that the vault? Oops. Yeah, actually, let's go to the vault before we go anyway. I did start this on Zacrian, which is the one that I streamed with last night, and then realised that there's part of it that is going to be much easier using Zacrian, especially with the, getting about different places and all that sort of stuff. So, and Zacrian also already has the fishing profession, which you need. So rather than have to level fishing on my new character, let's just use the one that already has it and can teleport everywhere, because that sounds like way easier. Come on. Okay, cool. Is that it there? No. Is that it there? Yeah. Okay. Alright, let's head out. Now, to start this off, this is the fun thing. It's not like there's a quest that sets you off on this. I don't know how people found this, to be perfectly honest, because it's not anywhere near, where you're going to be fairly regularly, although you were sort of around here for the anniversary event, which is of course finished. But it starts all by itself by picking up an object in the Ongoro crater, which is right next to Tanaris, where the anniversary event was. So, the first thing you need to do is go and pick up this key. What's it called? I wrote it all down. The inert peculiar key. And you also need to get a peculiar gem, but the first step is to get the key. And you may or may not have noticed, and you probably didn't, that I actually changed my title. So my title previously, all these people still standing here, this is where the anniversary event was. It looks so funny with it gone. My title was Lawmaster Zacrian, and now my title has been changed to Detective. That is because in order to kick it all off, you have to have the Detective title. That was the very first thing that you had to do, was make sure that you had the Detective title and that you've got it active, otherwise it wouldn't register and you wouldn't be able to quick up. once you get these first couple of items, then you get a quest. So, oh look, there's a sword. What sword? So once we get over into the Ungoro crater, I'm actually going to land and put in a set of coordinates that I have, which is for where we're meant to be going. So I'm actually going to stop just here, just so I can enter these coordinates. Hang on. Hashtag 78. Dot 55. 7.98. Okay, so that actually worked. When I did it before, because I wasn't streaming, I just basically did copy and paste. But that would mean getting sort of in and out of the sound would stop and start, and it'd be a pain in the butt. So I thought, oh well, we'll just do this instead. I'll just type it in. Okay, so it is, this is what you were looking for. This tree stump thing, and the item you're looking for is inside this tree stump. So do not go over there, which is what I nearly just did, even though I've already done this bit. And to find this item, you actually have to have your torch thing out. Nearly forgot about that bit, even though I got it written down, dickhead. So as you can see here, so there we go, we have our key. Now from here, let me refer to my notes. From here, we have to go back to Dornagal. So we may as well do that while we're here. And again, how people found this, I have no idea how you would have found this. But people did. And wrote about it on Wowhead, so that we'd all know about it. Good old Wowhead. Geez, they're amazing there. Because unless you knew, why would you go to that particular tree stump? For no apparent reason. Okay, so we need to go and talk to a person. Again, we're going to put in a set of coordinates. And this is what a fair bit of this is. It's a little bit of mucking around. Number 2339. 54.99 28.92. So it's a whole 331 meters away. Although I'm sure, because it's American, it's not called meters. I'm sure it's going to be yards. That's okay. So there is a young lady that we're going to be talking to, who is not there. It's on the other side. And why can't we see her? Because we're on the wrong side of the building. And here she is, a Dalaran survivor. Now, what again? Why would anyone think to talk to her? Obviously they did, but why? I think I witnessed a crime, or at least a criminal. You can tell me, I'm a detective. Okay. I think I It's okay. So once you've had your little chat, then Ratt's race will appear. So you need to accept this quest. I saw a Vampire, thank you, acting very suspicious. She seemed on edge. I think I saw a knife at her side and a look of dark magic in her eyes. She noticed me staring and immediately fled. Is she a wanted criminal? She dropped this here. Ooh. Hello. Alrighty. Let's read this note. If you're reading this, you must be after him too. Or are you after me? Either way, the game is afoot. Are you clever enough to play? Hurry up, I think the fairy ring has gone rotten. Cool. Thank you for the follow. Dan Halen. Okay. So we need to go and find our first clue. Fortunately, like I said, and call it cheating if you will, I call it getting helpful suggestions from Wowhead. I happen to know where the first clue is. Okay. Yep, so we have to go to Archcahet and pick up the unfinished note. So let's go through the portal. Come on. When you're ready. Hello to those who are joining us this evening. Okay, so now I'm going to put in another set of coordinates because I have those. Why not? Okay, so we got waypoint. Hashtag 2255 space 69.34 space 93.32, and that is where our first clue is going to be. Again, I've said it a few times now, thank you to those in Wowhead who put the guides together. Someone like me that doesn't, have an awful lot of time on my hands to be able to play properly. These guides are very useful, very important, and we appreciate you. Okay, so this is where we're heading, right on the edge of the map.
Trinkets, yes. Pretty trinkets.
Oh, I remember this cave. This is a nasty cave. When I come through the first time, I don't think it's too bad now. Okay, and in the middle of this circle of random mushrooms in this cave, which again, right at the edge of the map, is this lovely little note which we need to grab. Okay, so we've got our first clue. Our second clue is also here, well not here, but in Archcahet. And that waypoint is way... hashtag 2213 space 31.49 space 20.75. Now let's make sure I've got the right one, which I do. So again, now that we've got the quest, it's a little bit easier. But getting the quest, it still marvels me how people found this. It's a very much a secret sort of thing. Now, if I remember correctly, and I'll check my notes in a second, this one was actually up high. It's not in the city itself. So even though we're flying over the city, I believe it's up here somewhere. Yeah, right at the top here.
Trinkets, yes. Pretty
And there it is, sitting right on the edge. Okay, so now we're after our third clue. Again, thank you Wowhead and all those who develop Wowhead. Okay. The water resistant note. Hashtag 2215 space 50.73 space 86.64. Let's go. Now this took some finding, actually, to be honest with you. This took a lot of finding. Because where it is actually really bizarre. It's actually up technically in Hellofall. But it's sort of on this border. You've got to go up through here to get to it. And it's in a really weird spot. It took me a few goes to find it. So we may have the same problem here. That's okay. I can handle that. Because like I did last time, I'll fumble through until I find it. And again, we want to keep going up at this point. Oh no! Oh no! Okay, note self. Don't fly through the spider webs. Forgot about that. Okay, well that was fun. Which way am I heading? This way. Stay out of the spiderwebs, people. So again, we're wanting to come up a fair way. You sort of got to come back in on yourself. Up into... There is a series of caves in here. It's just a matter... Here we go. So again, I found that completely by fluke. I'll see on the way out if I can find it again and show you properly. We'll dive down and get this note. So let's go get some valuable air, because that's pretty bloody important. Okay. So, this bit was a bit tricky. So we have to go and enter the Pillar Nest Vosh Cave in Arjkahet. The waypoints are... Hashtag 2255 space 55.03 space 19.09. And to get to it was a little bit tricky because you've got to get out of here. Oh, this looks fun. I don't have mining, so it's fine. Okay, so that is where we're going. But to get there, we have to pretty much go from where we came. So we have to go back down the thing. And on the way out, I'm going to try it. Now, I came from here. You can see where we were going up. Up here, I made a right, pretty much a U-turn on myself, and then came back, headed straight into this series of caves. And what I might even do is go and do a quick loop so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is where we came up through this series of things here. Go up until you pass these white things, do a U-turn on yourself, and then look down. So it's down in here. And again, it took me, g'day! It took me quite a while to find that little cave, just because I couldn't work out where they were talking about. Oh, thank ya! Alrighty, so now we're going to go and find our other cave. And this is probably this next bit is the bit that took the longest. One, because it took me a little bit to find the cave, but two, because the next bit that you need to find is actually a little bit trickier to get to. And as it turns out, when I did it on Zacrian, that I had to use one of my special abilities in order to be able to do it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it on this character. In theory, I should. Okay, so we're not too far. Oh, hang on. What is happening right now? Stop. Where did that have me going? The total wrong way, that's where. One thing to keep an eye on is to make sure that you're going in the right direction. Okay, so here is our cave. Okay, so the idea is when you get down into this cave, and I sort of overshot the mark a touch. So it's sort of down in the ground. Yeah. Oh, shite. Hello. Hello, piece of crap. Kindly go away. Okay, well now that we've got rid of that kind. Oh, shit. There's another one. Okay, so we're going to head down, and you want to keep heading to the right. Now, because there's been no one coming before me, and this happened to me the other day too, when I did this on the warrior, I had this same problem, because no one had been down there, so all these baddies were still here. Not a big deal, you just get rid of them, but yeah, it just makes going through a little bit slower. What do you mean? Oh. So again, keep heading down to the right. Oh, I should have let her save that. Okay, so again, head round to the right. Keep going down, keep going down, keep going down. And eventually you're going to come to the end where this guy is here, a gaseous festa bloom. So what you're looking for, I mean you can attack him if you want, I guess. If you look behind him, so he's facing this way, if you turn around and look up here, again, how do people find this? You need to get up there. You need to get in there. So this is where I struggled a bit, because I was doing it on the gnome, who of course does not have a very good jump height. And this is where I spent quite a lot of time trying to work out how to get up there. See, that was... Oh, I was about to say that was much easier, which it was, but it was very short-lived. And it's interesting actually, because there was obviously people in the same boat as I was that were just starting this. Okay, so now that we're up here, it's the fourth one from the left. So as you're facing it, the left, so this is your left, 1, 2, 3, 4. In this hole here, this is where you want to go. Jump. And fall into this lovely mess. Do not click on this. Not at this stage. What you can do though, is come and talk to Ratt. So, you finally found me. All my riddles, all my tricks, and for what? You gotta let this run. Truth be told, I'm a little humbled. Finally, my work is getting recognition. Even if only by a nosy brat like you. Alas, it's not the end. I've... something. I will read it. Anyway, you gotta let the RP. Don't attack him. Let him chat. And he's gonna drop this guy. Ratt seems to have dropped this gem in her haste. What could be the purpose of this gem that Ratt's left behind? Okay. Let me go back and see if I can read some of what was said there. Alas, this is not the end. I have more work to do until we meet again, Zacrian. Okay, so from there... From there, we have to combine those two items that we've just picked up. So, where are we? So there's a peculiar gem, there's a peculiar key. You right click them, combine them. And you end up with this peculiar key. Okay, from here, and thankfully is the other reason why I use the mage to do this, I'm going to teleport back to Stormwind. You can hearth or whatever it is you wish to do otherwise. Although I think that other thing that was on the other side of that lake, I think when you click that, it takes you out too, but it drops you somewhere really random. So, from here we're going to head to Karazhan. And I know what you're thinking, Karazhan, why are we going there? I know. Oh, God. So this is all prologue. This isn't even the main quest line yet. This is all pre-questline stuff. Now we're going to go to, because we want to go to Karazhan, we're going to go Darkshire. Which, you, of course, if you wanted to, you could just fly there. I don't mind giving my arms a rest every now and then and just using a flight master. That, and who's going to complain about flying over the place looking like this? Oh, look at that moon, that's cool. So I hope everyone's having a good evening. I'm actually glad to be back. Being a bit absent's been, I mean, there's been a lot going on, but I did miss it to a degree. I had so much going on that, you know, obviously there wasn't a lot of time to miss it, but I I did. And I certainly have missed getting online and doing stream too, so... Right, so we're flying to Darkshire, because that's closest to Karazhan. Karazhan's just over here. It's Karazhan here, so we're going to land here and then just fly across. Now, we're just going to get to the other side of these mountains. I'm actually going to land and put in another waypoint. So there's Karazhan there. And what we actually want to do is not go into the instance. We don't want to do the dungeon. What we do want to do, though, is find the secret entrance. So again, waypoint. Hashtag 42 space 46. Yep. .70 space 69.06. And as you can see, it's not far away at all. And this is just to get us into the other area, which again is not in the instance. Do not go in the instance. Aha. So when you get down the bottom here, you're walking through this river, and there is a secret little entrance just sitting here. Here we get out our torch again. Oh, and what do you know? A little instance pops up. Now, as you just saw, you have to have the torch there, otherwise it won't show. Just like that. Although, I just did myself a no. So you have to have your torch out to be able to see it. Alrighty, and in we go. So this is Ratt's lair. For clues. So the aim of this is to find rats, which is cool, except the clues that you got to get through to find rats and eventually get this mount. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to get a mount, but it's a mount. Yeah, the amount of work you got to do is pretty up there. So where we're aiming for, this is obviously the map. We're aiming for up here. That's where we're trying to go. But as you can see, there's lots of different rooms on the way. So we just need to keep a bit of an eye on where we're going. And this map here is quite helpful. Now you'll notice... What did that just do? No, we don't care. There's all these little things about here, which is all very fine, but some of it's clickable. And I have a feeling some of it's probably going to be used later. So things like the Enigma machine, and this guardian statue, and this dusty chest, I'm pretty sure are going to be used later, because there's, like I said, there's an absolute stack of steps. And this, my friends, is what we're playing for, essentially. So this is the mount that we're going for. Now, all of these represent a stage in the process to get this mount. Okay, so you have to fulfill all of these, The orbs have to come above those little pillar things there. As you complete each step, you get an orb onto the next one, onto the next one, till eventually you have them, and then you get them out, which is cool. Some of the ways to get the orbs sound like they could be a bit painful, but that's what we're playing for, kids. Okay, so what was that? It just reacted to something. So yeah, as you can see, there's lots of things to click on, lots of things to look at. I'm not going to do any of it because I'm pretty sure it's all going to be used at some point in this process, and I don't want to activate it early because it's very important to do it all in order and in sequence. If you do it out of order, stuff can stuff up, and you don't want to go through all this and then find that you don't end up with them out. So this is what we're doing. So it's my intention, now that we're here, now I'm not going to start the first thing. Did I do the first one? And this is all character bound, so you can't go across multiple characters and do bits on each one. Whichever one you start on is the one you have to finish on. So, So it's essentially, it's like a massive puzzle. So for example, in the first one, in the 1 o'clock, which 1 o'clock is going to fall as literally, because as you can see it's like a clock, 1 o'clock, the whole thing starts here. So that's going to be where your first orb is, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, etc, etc. So the first one, you have to visit a bunch of locations with the torch. And then you get a stack of the light of their love. And once you have 3 stacks, once you get 3 stacks, then that's it, is it? Yeah, okay. So the locations that you have to visit, there's one in the Northern Barrens, Nagrand in Draenor, and another one in Maldraxxus, which is the other reason why I decided to do on this character, because as we know from last time, I tried to play, the warrior hadn't done Shadowlands and had no access to the flight points, even going through Oribos. So, it was better just to do it on this character, even if it meant starting again. Alrighty, well that's the prologue to this, and I think each time I do a step, I'm going to do it online so you can see, and eventually we'll end up with the golden prize, so to speak. So on that note, I'm actually going to head off now. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you got some use out of some of these steps and how to get this mount. If you haven't already, the first thing you have to do is make sure you have that detective title activated. Thank you again so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the stream. And yeah, we will catch you next time. See you later. Bye.